Any of this?
Yeah, you can. We can start, yeah?
Sorry?
You can start, yeah?
Yep. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the Žalgiris Kaunas fans because of the atmosphere that they create. Because one more time, it's absolute such a great basketball city and country really proves that. So it was a great basketball atmosphere over here. People were just focused on basketball, supporting their teams. For us, the first quarter, how we opened up the game was the key. 34-14 explains many things because the moment in the first quarter we make the turnovers just created open looks for our opponent, and then it's not easy once you are broken in the first quarter in this kind of atmosphere. It's not easy to come back. We tried, but even the minor mistakes that we make didn't help us to come back for the game. So end of the day, we lost another important game, but we talk, lose, win, it doesn't matter. Until the last game we will keep fighting, and every game will be final game for us. There are 10 games in front of us. We will fight to win all 10. That has to be our mindset. So that's it. Thank you.
Now we open the floor for the questions from the media. Galite užduoti dabar klausimus. Prašom į mikrofoną.
Hello, Coach.
Hello.
This was the worst Shane Larkin performance of the season by efficiency points.
Yes.
And the main guy on him was Dovydas Giedraitis from Žalgiris. How much credit he should get for the defensive performance today?
I mean, first of all, Shane Larkin is a human. So he's not a machine, so he has right to play bad. It's not about one player. That has to be mindset from our side. To all of us has to contribute. I really hate to point one of my players instead of taking all on our shoulders the responsibility. So there will be games, they are human, that they play bad, but next player has to step up and show that character. Unfortunately, today we didn't do that. That's team lose. I think as a team we made many easy mistakes. Not one player to point is going to be right. I instead of giving credit to opponent, I would like to discuss our toughness offensively and defensively as a team. Our work was not strong enough.
It's been a month since Andrea Trinchieri took over Žalgiris' coaching job, and you played against both versions of Žalgiris, Maksvytis and Trinchieri. What are the main differences between those two Žalgiris teams?
First of all, there are not much difference. The first coach was a great coach. Really, I like him. I follow him. So I think there was not much difference. There are in our job is not easy to be sustainable, and once you project something to go on with the bumps on the road, unfortunately. So I didn't see anything different. The only thing that I see was unbelievable atmosphere over here, home crowd, and the team was really aggressive. And they had the same aggressiveness in Istanbul, and we won the game overtime. During the game, we were 17, 18 points up, but we won. So end of the day, I would say really need to give credit. Of course, Andrea Trinchieri is a great coach, but previous coach was also a great coach. So I think the team showing at home, the aggressiveness that they show is the key.
Do you have any news about Oturu's injury?
It's not clear. He got hit. I think one player landed on his knee when he fell down. So we will be clear picture, I believe, tomorrow when we go back to Istanbul. So right now he couldn't go on the game. Tyreek Jones had injury, but he wanted to go on. So, but Daniel, we will clarify tomorrow.
You will be visiting the Baltic states one more time next week when you play in Riga against Maccabi. What was your reaction when you heard the news about that? And are you disappointed about the lost home advantage against Maccabi?
I mean, unfortunately, it is what it is. This year conditions are the conditions that sometimes the things are not in your hands. So there is no room to complain about the things which are not in your hands, you don't have any control. So once you don't have any control, you try to provide the best thing you can do. So we will prepare ourselves. I hope in Riga will be good crowd supporting us somehow, and then we will play a good basketball game. That's what we want.
Coach,
Thank you.
hello. Erikas Petrikas from Elitas LT. This season is the first for you as a head coach in EuroLeague. What are the main struggles and difficulties for you as a coach? Because this season is like up and down,
Yes.
and so on and so forth.
Thank you for the question. First of all, there are some obvious things I've seen. I think the injuries and stuff. It's not easy in EuroLeague. If you see even one team having one or two injuries immediately going down, it's not easy because schedule is crazy. You have responsibilities in domestic league as well. So you fight on both categories and you want to win. That's why one of the things is injuries really affected us. Second one, after the injuries, you need to make new transfers. So you need to build up another chemistry. And after that, the players that you had in the roster, main players coming back, you need to rebuild again to adapt them after the injuries because there was all long-term injuries. But no matter what happens, we missed some games and schedule is not helping us. These are not excuses that I am giving. I'm just putting all the facts over there. So all the schedule difficulties and everything, we came to a point that we lost games and there were some heartbreaking games. We lost at home as well, like Monaco, like Fener, like Baskonia. So I knew EuroLeague, how tough EuroLeague is before. Because I worked as 9 years as assistant coach over here, but on the other hand, it's you need time to build up the chemistry. So that's the only question that you have, and you wanna once you are able to build a team that you dream, then everything goes smoothly in a correct way. There were some difficulties this year, but. We cannot complain again, not in our hands. So I try to do my best with my team, and I believe my players try to do their best as well.
Coach, last question from me. As we saw this EuroLeague season, a lot of coaches have been fired and so on and so forth. But how much confidence do you have from the Anadolu Efes management and the people who are sitting in the front office?
I have confidence on myself. That's the first thing. So no matter what happens, I know who I am. I know what I am capable of. I know what I can succeed. I really trust on my players, their attitude, their wish to win. There happened many things, and in our job, you cannot make the things in day and night, you know. So the first thing that I will say, I have trust on myself. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I just need to say this to you, and then. But in this business, unfortunately, whatever you do, you love, you live with this, but people want results. So you need to be able to perform the results. Other than that, whatever I say is just words. Thank you.
If there are no more questions, we thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Our press conference after Žalgiris Kaunas and Anadolu Efes Istanbul game, and now we continue with the Žalgiris Kaunas head coach Andrea Tinkieri and his comment about the game.
I'm very happy for my players. They bounced back in style after the game in Belgrade, where I was disappointed with not the scoreboard, because it may happen to lose in that atmosphere a game, but the way the game evolved. We were too shy without basketball personality. And so I'm happy that my players had this kind of night, so they can feel the same things I see, that they're a good team, they're coming together, they're improving, they're playing team defense, team offense, and that was a great night for our fans and for our players. So I'm happy for them. You want to translate? No.
No.
Perfect, great.
And now we move on with the questions.
No questions? Ciao.
Hello, coach, once again. Today, Žalgiris dished out 27 assists during the game.
Yes.
It's one of the best scores during the 3 years. How can you explain that, and how happy are you about this result?
I'm very happy about that. And now that players, all our players are trying to understand the way we want to play, this is the result, because we have very unselfish players. The thing is that I always say to my players this thing, that when you are too unselfish, the result of the play on the court is equal to being selfish. It's a bad result. So my job is to make them be aggressive with the same way of sharing the ball. So that was a great night for our offense.
Talking a little bit about the players, Dovis Giedraitis played an amazing defensive game again today against...
The first night that he does.
Yeah, another night again, first against Punter and others, now against Shane Larkin. How could you compare him to other players you've seen throughout your whole coaching career? Because I assume you saw a lot of players who are capable in defense throughout your career.
Life is a matter of opportunities. When you see a door that is a little bit open, you have to have the character to open the door and step in the next room. This is what Dovis is doing. It took me 15 days to understand what he can do. Now he is a very important player for our team. He is always guarding the best guard on the other team, doing that with great... It's difficult to compare him to another player because there are very good defenders out there. Athletic, big, long, but he plays by the book. He slides. He's always in balance on defense. So it doesn't come to my mind a player like this.
Okay, and coach, your first month at Kaunas and Žalgiris has ended. What have you learned throughout this month, both on the basketball part and both non-basketball parts in Kaunas and Žalgiris team?
For the non-basketball part, nothing, because I didn't have time to do anything else than stay here and coach the team or be on a trip. I believe that every organization has a style of doing things. And when you're coaching Real, you coach one way. When you're coaching Bayern, you coach in a different way. When you coach in Žalgiris, you coach in a third way. And what I'm trying to do is to use all the basketball knowledge of my players, that is very high, the IQ, and put them in a more aggressive system, offensively and defensively. So instead of waiting that the things will happen, provoke that the things will happen. So do something to make the thing happen. And sometimes players look at me like, what he's trying to do? But game after game, practice after practice, we are improving. This is the only thing. I see a lot of improvement in my team.
Yeah, and one more question from me, coach.
4 questions. You have to pay beer for everybody here, eh?
For sure, for sure.
I want to see that.
I will try.
You will say for sure, but never take the wallet, eh?
Yeah, and my last question is about EuroLeague signing ending in the next month, last week.
Next week, no. Not tonight. Not tonight, please.
No.
I am not good in enjoying, but you want to make it worse.
Are there any more questions? If not, we thank you,
One-man
Coach.
show tonight, eh?
Yeah.
Ciao.